We're live. That's paint.
What's up, Creative Faces? L up on set, Creative Sound, Creative University. How are you guys doing? We are live right now, and we are talking about Studio 16. We're in here. So, as some of you guys know, Studio 16 released a few days ago, and we just kind of been uploading videos and whatnot. I've been answering a lot of questions and trying to post answers to some of these questions because I'm starting to see a trend in some of the questions that some of you guys are asking. So I'm working on more videos to answer more questions. But of course, I am willing to answer those same questions in this stream because we are live right now. And we will also be making the beat live on the stream as well. So I've started in Studio One, using Studio One ever since 3.0. So I've been in here for a while. Kind of have a workflow that I developed over time. And I'd like to share that with you guys, if you allow me. So I'm setting up a project right now as we speak. We decided to go live a little bit early today. I usually do these during the evening, later hours or whatever, but I said, why not? Why not stream? Catch some people who usually don't or can't catch me during those hours. Reach out to some of those people. Yeah, I get some of you guys like, man, I missed it. I miss your stream, bro. What's up, Joni? Just clocked out. That's what's good. That's what's popping right there. Yasharel, what's up? What's good? All right. Let's checking some things. So of course I got my machine because I plan on using it. This is the workflow. Studio One, machine as a plugin inside of Studio One, along with Contact, Complete, all the Native Instruments products. It's a vibe. Johnny Tate's in the building. What's up? We are also streaming on other platforms, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter.
I'm into you, yeah, yeah. I will be.
Huh. Let's see. Let's see something. What are we going to paint today? That is a question that I could never answer. That is one question I can never answer. That is one. I can answer anything else, but when I'm in a creative mode, I don't know unless someone tell me what to create. Or, like if I'm working on a project, I'm like, yeah, I'm making a hip hop record, but I don't know. That's why we getting inspiration, and we're going to find out what we want to do. I like that. Let's do that. That note is hot. Tate, I feel like I did that so many times. We're gonna go with this. We're gonna roll with this sound right here. But I feel some native instrument products will be used, of course. As soon as machine loads up. Do I have any regrets about the new Studio One? No. I don't have any regrets. That might be a question for personas. Do y'all have any regrets? Because they getting a lot of, I don't know. It's not too many people happy. I'm okay. I'm cool. Like I'll take whatever and create, you know. Am I like really excited like all the way, like do I feel like my answers, my prayer has been answered? Maybe not. Maybe not so much. But I do welcome some other stuff they put in here. It's like one of those, well, they didn't give me what I'm looking for, but they did do this. You know, I feel like they pacifying me. It's like, we ain't gonna get him this, but we gonna get him this because we think, once again, it's I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say it. I said it before, but I'm not gonna be like Studio One just puts in here what they feel like we need instead of giving us what we want, because there is a bunch of us who use Studio One and a bunch of us made requests. It's a lot of us that put in feature requests. And the way that the system works is the most voted requests, they will focus on that first, or that will be in the pipeline. So I've seen some people complain about some things, several things actually. If y'all just go back to some of my videos, you'll see some of the things people were looking for. But the big question is, were these requests mentioned on their feature requests blog site? If not, they're not going to put that in there because what they're doing is they add a bunch of things in Studio One that are requested by us users. You know what I'm saying? So they just do the best they can and just add. Because here's the other factor. The developers I don't think they live in the US. And most of you guys that are watching me right now are from the US. People over there in Germany and versus the US, the mindsets are different. The countries are set up differently. The people are different. What they're into out there is different from what we are over here. So if we're not communicating, we're not keeping that line of communication open with the developers, Germans, German people, they don't really know, and we have the people, I feel like, that's communicating back and forth between them, like sitting at the table. They need to make room for people like us to sit at the table and give our thoughts and opinions. That's the big gap right now. That's the huge gap. It's not the right people sitting at the table. I'm just going to be 100% transparent. It's not the right people. And so there's no translation from us, and there is no rock solid, like, we got to do this. We need to do this. We must. This is very important, and find ways to show that it's important that we do it this way, or we have these certain tools, especially in the urban community. That's very important. But we don't have those people, and I feel like maybe some of the Germans developers sit back and watch YouTube and seeing what people doing and or listening to music and want to implement ways to do stuff they hear maybe on radio. But you just gotta look at it like their world revolve around techno. That's really the gist of it. If you notice, it's like the techno scene is huge with them. They everything is different. So this is why I make videos, and I don't necessarily, working in Studio One is cool, but I feel like I have to in order to get studio, because here's what I think. I feel like Studio One is a solid DAW, and I think it has great potential. And for mixing, I use it. I'm working on a project right now. For mixing, this thing is serious. It's serious. Super serious. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Making music, I like making music in here. Do I enjoy it? But what it does in terms of workflow is what makes me, it's what put me right here in this lane. You know what I mean? Like when I bounce my track down, I can rest assured that I'll have an album art image attached to the MP3 and other metadata information. So that takes away using a third-party software just to do just that. Because that's what I used to have to do. Like when I'm in Logic, or when I was using Logic, a lot of times I didn't do that. But when I want to do that, I had to bounce the song down and then go to, I can't remember the name of that software, upload the MP3 in there, upload the image in there, and then give it all of the other metadata information that I wanted to have. Because back in that time, having an MP3 player was huge during that time. So to have your image pop up and the title of the song, the genre of the song, the copyright information, the album, the one who wrote the song, the lyrics, the artist, having that pop up on an MP3 player was like, you official. You there. You right there. You important if you can do stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I had to have a third party. But when I found Studio One, it was like, okay, bad. But that's not all. There's a whole lot of other features that I really enjoy that Studio One has. But ultimately, the music production side of things, there still is a lot of improvement. For instance, the sampler. Can we get a better sampler? There isn't a sampler. I was talking to one of my homies the other day, and he was talking about the warping feature. And we still have not yet seen an update here. There's still only 4. There's 3 here that can warp, keeping the same pitch. The 4th one changes the pitch. It's cool, but in Ableton or Bitwig, there is way more options in terms of the algorithm. Meaning, when you warp your track, it sounds close to natural as possible. With these here, if you go so far beyond the stretch boundaries, your track will sound like it was stretched. So stuff like that, you know, that's a beat making feature. That's not a mix engineering feature, although it can be used for that if the mix engineer is being creative. But that's a music making feature. We have not yet seen modulation to be able to modulate stuff like you could in Ableton or Bitwig. I guess I'm comparing everything to Bitwig in live, because that's kind of where it is right now. You know, that's where a lot of us are getting into modulations now. We still have to get third party stuff, but I digress. Anyway, back to the questions. Johnny Lizard, what's up? I love the new UI in Studio 1.6. I do too. That's kind of where I am with it. I was communicating that with somebody else. It was like, well, is it worth it? And I'm like, first of all, I feel like the update is, it's more so them catching up with what should have been in here a long time ago, like the de-esser for one. I'm just thinking to myself, like, bruh, it's too late to add a de-esser, bruh. It's almost like having an EQ. A EQ, like if you're gonna have a DAW, every DAW should have an EQ, a compressor, reverb. Like those are like basic key functions of a DAW. Like that should have been in here a long time ago. Why hasn't that been a feature? Again, we're talking about these German developers. They don't think like us. We do things a little bit differently. I don't know what the issue is and why we didn't have a de-esser. They don't need a de-esser. They could just do that using the compressor and the EQ together and just nudge out, because the compressor you can't set your compressor to hear and compress on a certain frequency. And then they add the splitter, which is, I love that thing. Now the splitter, ain't nobody got that going on. The splitter feature here, bruh, that's crazy. Now I do like that. I feel like that is maybe going on in direction of modular, because like you can put plugins that just affect one frequency or like a certain range of frequency. Like I only want the reverb to reverberate the mid section and cut out the highs. Like I so did that in my mix, bruh. I was like, so instead of like sending a track to a reverb or send it to a reverb, and then carve out stuff on the reverb using a EQ and other things. I did that in the splitter joint and just told the frequency only to send this frequency to the reverb. And that was it. And I was like, yeah, cool. That feature is dope. So it's kind of like that with Studio One. Owning Studio One is like, you don't have this, but you got that. You don't have this thing that you really, really want to have, but you got this thing that you can't get away from. And it's something that either it's only available in Studio One, or Studio One does it better than other DAWs. So you just kind of like, it's like you bought in the ecosystem. Like you stuck. You can't go nowhere because Personas does it differently. IB Music, what up? So disappointed. I know. I'm getting mixed vibes here. Some people disappointed. Some people feel like it's great. And see, that's the thing. I think that's the concept all around. You know, it's life. It's a circle of life. Some people will resonate. Some people won't. Studio One can't be a perfect DAW to everybody. But then we also dealing with this for the loyal customers that have been using Studio One for a very long time, has not seen what they were waiting for. So that questions your loyalty. This is what's going on as well. So it's like, we're in between a rock and a hard place. So that justifies the upgrade. I'm not upgrading. Why? We haven't seen the new sampler yet, or advanced sampler. Why am I upgrading? That's what I want to see. I get it. I totally get it. Alan is in the building. What up? This is true. We have so many options nowadays. We are spoiled. It's crazy. It's crazy. And you know what? To that point, Alan, that's a great point. I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna find your thing and try to like blow that up on the screen. I'm gonna speak to that. I think that's a great point, Alan. There are so many options nowadays. You know, we spoiled. We want what we want, or we're not gonna do it. I don't see the sampler, so I'm not upgrading. That's that. I'm not moving. I'm gonna stay right here until I see an update for the sampler. If they don't update that sampler, I'm staying in 3.0. You know what I'm saying? It's you know, but there are so many other options, like what Alan was saying. So I'm gonna throw that back up on the screen. So with that being said, whatever Studio One did to their GUI and how they redesign and put things to, perspective, catching up, whatever the case may be, would that be more important? I'm just posing a question. Wouldn't it be just more important that Studio One is focusing on the workflow and how nice it is to do work inside of Studio One, because they do know there's a bunch of other options. So maybe they didn't do some of the things that we were requesting because they know that people can just go and grab what's that one thing? Serato. They know about Serato, So they feel like after seeing several people on YouTube use Serato, maybe the whole industry, everybody has Serato. They just use Serato. Or like they know I like to use the machine in here or the battery 4 in here. Why don't he just use that? So we're not going to do these other things that they wanting. They could just do this in these other places, and we just let's not make this a focus. Maybe that's how they think. I don't know. Because he already got it. They already got ways to do these things that they constantly pasteurizing us about on these forums, which we're going to give them. I'm trying to think of something I don't like, that I don't really care for. I think the vocoder is cool, but I would have took a better sampler over a vocoder. I'm just gonna say, I would have. I think I would have. I would have taken the integration between the Impact and Sample One together. So when I add, just like what I could do on a machine, that's one pad, right? But if I hit the keyboard more, I can access all on one pad. I didn't have to drag and drop this to somewhere else, another sampler, or I didn't. I just hit the keyboard and it opened up the keyboard lane. And then go back to pad mode. Got a little sidetracked for a second. I didn't, because we're supposed to be making beat, but we also answering questions as well, so it's cool. Gary Smith, what's up, bro? Why does Splice rent to own Studio 16? I see what you're saying. John Black says, why does Splice not rent? I'm guessing you saying, why isn't it not on Splice? Yeah, Gary, you got the right idea. It sounds like if you do hip hop or trap, make it somewhere else and then come back and arrange it as well. I mean, I just stay in S1. I just deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm so used to it, so I don't really trip. But to answer the what was it, John's question, I'm not really sure why Splice doesn't have, because it actually, to be honest with you, I've noticed that Studio 16 is not in a lot of places right now. Like you can buy Studio One and any other products on Amazon. The Studio 16 is not on Amazon right now. I don't know if it's just because it's because it's still new, which worries me, because usually those items are made available on those sites, which some of the leaks started out like that, because different stores will make them available too early before Personas wants to make an announcement. So people already knew what was going on even before, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if they would make it available on Amazon or also on Plugin Boutique. I noticed that they took all the Personas products off of there completely. I had several affiliate links, and nothing Studio One is on Plugin Boutique. So if you don't see it on Splice, it trust me, that's not the only place that you don't see it. So I'm not really too sure as to what is different, what they're trying to do now. They trying to keep everything in house. Maybe they trying to just keep everything for themselves. Like, we're paying too many, because when you have stuff on other platforms, though, there's a agreement. You have to share that. So I don't know if that's the concept, or if it will just be later that they'll make it. I don't know. But I don't know. The way things were before just seemed so much better because it was made available to a wider audience. I'm not really sure. I don't know. Maybe some companies are not doing what they're supposed to do. Like they sold so many and they're not paying up. I don't know. Maybe it just cost them too much. Maybe that's what it is. It's just too much of a cost to have an account on Splice where people could download and then pay monthly. Like maybe it's not making sense to them. That's the only thing I can think of. Maybe it's not like you got Sphere. Then you got the other option on Splice where you can pay to own Studio One for a monthly cost, right? And in a lot of cases that'd be like 24 months or so, and then you own Studio One. But that might cause the issue. Maybe they just clean it up. They just cleaning everything up. Why buy Studio One and pay a monthly cost on it when you could just get Sphere and pay monthly on that? Which is two different things, by the way. You got Sphere account, that's not going towards the ownership of Studio One. But I don't know. I'm just thinking. 803 is here. What up? What up, Spaces? I got you. Only listening. That's cool. KB 420's in the building. What's that? Simboink. What up? I upgraded, however, a key feature still wasn't added. The ability to group plug-in setting mirror, where if you adjust one channel, and other follows instantly. It's a great workflow for guitar sims. The ability to group plug-in settings. I'm not really sure what you really where you going. I had to pause for a second and think about what you're saying. And I'm gonna throw this one on the screen. I'm kind of I'm not really sure what the angle is. Let's take a moment, guys, and just look at this what this guy here is saying. So here's my thoughts. Here's my thoughts on that. So if I take my project, I have 3 right now. So we're just gonna look at 3. And so I'm gonna grab something real simple. Pro EQ, for instance. That's simple. So right off the rip, I could select all 3 of these tracks, throw this EQ on there, and it'll add to all 3. That's one thing. So, Okay, great. And that's probably not what you're talking about. I can also take these. Well, this is going to be by line. I'm going to shift this. So if I take all three of these, highlight them, and just hit one, it's definitely going to plug in. Like, it's going to react as a group or whatever. Now the other thing, and that's probably not what you're talking about either, but I'm just trying to like go through some things. Maybe you didn't know that you could do, but if I make a change right here, let me turn it on. If I make a change like that on one, I could just take this and just put it on top of here and then put it on top of here and it'll read like, but that's probably not what you talked about. I mean, it's definitely better to be able to control all of them at once, according to what you're saying. But I'm just thinking about workarounds. You know, maybe you didn't know that this, you know, you could do it this way. Um, there were some things in here that I did not test out because I don't use plugins like this. But if I want to, if I have things in my project and I'm using a plugin, like this is the ultimate. This is the ultimate concept to me. If I have a series of things in my project and I'm putting and I want a plugin on all of them and it's all the same setting and whatnot, I never put them on all on the individual tracks. I just usually do something like this. I'll take this, group it, create a bus for it. So when I open this here, like this is my group, and then take the plugin and throw it on the group. And then whatever I do inside of this plugin or whatever plugin, it will affect everything inside the folder. That to me is the ultimate way to have everything grouped together. Like I wouldn't put a plugin on each and every track just to want the feature for everything to be linked together. You know what I'm saying? That's just my theory. That's why bus channels exist, aux channels, auxiliary. Just put one plug in here. And that way it saves CPU. You know, you put the same plug in on, and I teach these in my videos. There's no need to have like 15 instances of something and they all doing the same exact thing. Just make a group. Or send them all to the same place. Like these are all also sends. So I can just send it somewhere. And essentially it'll be they all get the same effect. I can just take these. You know what I'm saying? I can do like that. And so they essentially all been sent to the same place. And like if I get rid of this, this is the Pro EQ for that it will affect everything that's being sent to it. And you know, Personas went the extra route and said, "Hey, how about fader flip?" Boom. So now I can say everything that's coming out of this joint. I think I did it wrong. Maybe it's because everything is grooved. Let's see, hide on the side. Like, okay, so I can say I can tell it. And when I do it like this, it's the same as like if I do it like this, like sending, you know. I don't know. Let me read your comment and see if you responded. I'm just thinking. What's up, Snipe? You said busting all. You said busting only works like that if it's not dynamic though. True, which I'm thinking another way to do this, you know, is using hold on, let me get rid of VCA faders because VCA is that circuitry that carries that I think is like the I forgot how to explain it, but VCA faders is different from group, just regular grouping. But VCA faders is a little different though because it's like you can't put plugins on it. It's just VCA faded. Like VCA faded is only it's like I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's like it's the circuitry that comes through VCA faders versus the groups is it's different. I use it sometimes. I understand the difference. That's just hard to explain how they work. I have to work on that. But yeah, never mind that. That probably ain't what we talking about. That ain't what we talking about, boy. Put that away. I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking. Oh, okay, Pro Tools and Logic does what you talked about. All right, bruh. S1 almost has the feature in groups, just missing the ability to add settings. Um, okay. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I was in here. Like, Ella, you're not gonna find that, bro. They didn't do that. I just want to make sure before I say something that I'm not biting my, don't shoot myself in the foot. Cause I seen something. I seen, but it's probably not what you're talking about. Most definitely. But I seen something and it was like it was one of those just skim through it and I want to. You know what I need? I need a list of all of the features that they. Um, I know this changed right here. Send output. So side chain is different. Oh gosh. But I see what you're saying now though, bro. Yeah, man. I mean, I get it. I never used that. I never used that feature. I never had a reason for something like that. And I've been out of the logic loop for a while now. So I didn't even know that was something. I don't know if I seen that through here or is it in here? Cubics. Lock pan the channel. Uh Somebody said something about it. We need to put a petition together. No, we don't. Like all you gotta do is just go to that little request deal and put in the feature request for what you're looking for, and there just had to be a bunch of people who vote on it. That's it. That's it. That's all. So yeah, for this thing, send boink. So that is a feature you have to take that up with personas on their feature requests. There's a feature request page like for all the just requesting features, and this has to be something. Or as a matter of fact, if there's a lot of other people who want this feature, they will have already made that request, and you just vote up on that. So the first thing you got to do is just look for what you want. Yeah, look for what you want as far as features, and just type and search for it first, because it might just it's better if there is multiple votes on the same thing versus then creating something. Nakiba Evans, the question is, said not Spear. I think you're saying Sphere. Do Studio One 6 come with third party plugins when you upgrade from 5? No, it doesn't. Actually, the only third party plugins that it may come with is if you ever took an advantage of like bundle sales or responded to something in your email. So I remember one time, this was before Sphere. There was a time where there was, just like with the mag plugs, because this, let me see, like this plug right here, this was something that came with, I forget that bundle. Like it was a couple of these. Like it was this one, it was another one, it was a couple of more. I think it was some soft tube in there, and it was just something that they were offering if you are a Personas user, and they just made it available like as an update or something like that, or something you had to sign up for. I forgot how that worked. But this is the only stuff that would, like, free bottom line stuff, free stuff like this. I'm trying to remember the other one that came in that deal. But that's it. I mean, it's not like it's a full suite of stuff that, it's just everything is just basic right now. Yeah, I can't remember the name of that. It was called the Magic. It's starting to come to me, and I'm typing it in like a man. I can't remember. That happened so long ago. Yeah, I wouldn't count on that being like included, but it may be. I don't know. Let me see. I'm gonna go through my account and see if I can remember the name of that, because there was like little plugins that came. Let's see if I can. Hold on. Let's see. Let's check that out. Let's see. I wouldn't count on it though. I'll tell you that. I would not count on that. But yeah, Ellip said if we get extra plugins. Nah, bro, I ain't say that. That ain't what I said. But it was like a limited time. I think something that they was doing something. It was doing something different. I guess it was. Is this it? Yeah. So it was. It was the BrainWorks Opto, the Rack, the SBO Tactor Plus, and the Mag Audio EQ. So that plugin I just showed y'all was a part of that. But the name of that deal was, they don't even have the name of it. It's just bundled up like that. I couldn't show y'all my page because I have my serial numbers in here, and I don't need y'all with my juice on your system. I can't do that. But yeah, it was like it was. I don't think they're doing this anymore. I could show y'all this. Like installing the plug-in Alliance BrainWorks. These are the plugs that came. It was these that came at that time, and it was free. Yeah, something like this. But that happened. This happened in, man, they don't show the date on here. There's no date. I don't know. I know what I could do. 2017. Yeah, I registered stuff in 2017. So that was well back. Appreciate the super chat. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Said notice this issue if you was a side chain, a kick with the 808 that's in a bus, this kick will be assigned to a chain out and hindering it from being compatible with assigning to a drum bus. Huh. You know, I need to look at the side chain more because that, I mean, I did notice the in and out feature is not just one button you press and you side chain into there. So I'm guessing with the in and out, you maybe it don't matter which plugin or which channel you put it on now. Maybe that's what they're doing. So in order for the kick to come through on the bass channel, it was always you put the compressor on the bass channel, and then no, yeah, and then side chain, and you have to select the kick because the kick is coming in. So I guess that would be in. I think the kick would come in, affecting the bass channel, and so the bass would duck every time the kick would hit. But with the sin, the in and out now, I'm guessing it doesn't matter where. I guess we could test that. Symbiont. Hmm. Thanks for correcting me, man. Because I totally read names the way it comes across the screen. Like I don't know, I don't know the process in y'all's brains when y'all come up with the spellings of your names. Like what? I did the best I can. Okay, so I'll try to remember that. Symbiont. And I'm still probably butcher. I feel like I'm doing it. Like, bro, I just gave you spelling. You still butchering it. How about I just call you Simbi? Simbi. How about that? KB4 says the feature request page is useless. You know what? I might be in agreement with you, but at least that's what Personas told me. That's like, if y'all want to make requests, y'all gotta go to the request page and put in a request and vote up. And every time I go, I just see a bunch of stuff on there, and it's like, how do y'all sift through this stuff? Because everybody wants everything. I'm telling you, I promise you, bro. Like people be requesting for the most dumbest thing ever, and people will request for stuff that Studio One can already do, but they don't know how to use Studio One. They'll make a request, and so I feel like it's a lot of that. And with that being said, there is a lot of submissions on there that are like pointless. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it get lost. A lot of the stuff get lost. Say they shouldn't have votes on social media. What the hell? Oh, I put that. Take everything back to where it was, man. Ooh, I'm sorry if I hurt y'all ears, man. Jeez. Oh, I see. That's why I sound like that. That's why I sound. Now we back, guys. There's so many ways I can go with this. Do 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 do. get that Kanye West vibe in there. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Buck? Hmm. I kind of like the vibe of that them drums right there. And if you are so compelled, you want to know which one it is. It is coming from System Clash, which is the newest one from Snipe Young. Or Producer Market. He was just on here a few seconds ago. I don't know if y'all seen that. Yeah, Snipe Young, Produce Market, the homie. You thought you was gonna do something, bruh, but you ain't. You ain't about to do jack. You gotta do it all over. Ha. Oh, okay, let's see. Thought you was finna do something, but you screwed it up. One, two, three, four. That sample sounds amazing, but the way it's chopped. You know what? I could just turn on the cause I'm tripping. Turn on the legato and then turn on the yeah. So I like how that sound. So we're gonna use it. Did I put that in there? No, that's it recorded it in Studio One. That's not what I wanted to do. That's not what I wanted to do. But Now all I need is an organ. Screw this. Let's get contact. Contact always is the better option for me, man. Because it's just, I could do more. And I can search for stuff. Replace, yes. Let's take it to church, y'all. Man, I'm messing up everything. I'm hitting the undo button like crazy, thinking it's gonna undo the note, but it didn't. So I gotta put that in all over again. Replace. And what I was trying to do is find the controls on the dang on keyboard. I can't find them. I see what I gotta do. like that better. So this is the main reason why I'm in Studio One, because I use Contact faithfully. I wanted to plug in my other piano, but that thing. I'm gonna try it, but it been making me upset. Okay. What's up, Oscar? Jay Greer's in the building. It's about 37 gigs. Are you having glitches with Contact 7? What's up, Elliot? I mean, Studio 1.6 been okay. it's time to play with choir Omnia. I got to get into that one. Haven't I touched it yet? Just go ahead and add this in here, and then I'll just change it. I just want to emphasize that. Do 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 do. Yep, that's the workflow. So, Studio One. Dang, my phone died. So I gotta be able to focus in my camera. That sucks. That's what we got, guys. Studio 16. So here's my closing remarks, and I'm going to try to catch up with some questions because I put my iPad in front of me on the desk flat, and I can't see anything. Let's see. Jay Vegas, I ain't seen you in a while. Gosh, how's it going? Jay Greer vouches for the choir. I'm Nia. I have to dive in, bro. I have to dive in. I gotta see if it's anything like you say, bro. I have to see. I have to see. I downloaded it the other day, and it's been on my system since the day it dropped. I just haven't had a chance to play around with it. But I will definitely take a dive into that. So Studio 16 Machine, perfect match. I haven't seen any like stability issues. I feel like the stability is the same. Nothing changed. Nothing gotten better than last time. I can't even say that because I watched somebody do a stream the other day and it crashed in the middle of their stream. I was like, man, that looks so familiar. That's the same crap that happens to be on my stream. So I don't think that was touched. They may have optimized this things, but it's still have some issues. Um, I feel like that's going to be an ongoing topic because everybody's system is different, obviously. And this is electronics, programs on the computer. Stuff going to happen. It is what it is. We're going to still have experience issues regardless. It's going to be an ongoing thing. It has been. It always will. What can we do? We can be more educated people, more educated and skilled producers in this field, learning how to fix problems, deal with issues, and find the better and best solutions for all of our workflows. So instead of complaining so much about what something is and what something not, and this and the third, It might be you. At the end of the day, it might just be you. And so you have to dig in and reevaluate yourself and accept the fact and come to the terms that you may have to make a change yourself. You may have to do something differently. You know, and that's just bottom line. Bottom line, because that's just what it is. We're gonna always have problems, guys. You can scream at personas and fender about whatever. It's gonna come down to this: whether you figure out a way to make it work for you, or you don't, or you go to another door and work on that, and that be your thing. You know, it's sad that so many people did not get what they were requesting. It is sad. I will say that. But that's just life. What is life? We live in a life where everything is not given to us. Everything ain't perfect. Everything is something wrong with everything. But I'll say this, I'll go to the length of saying this. This is a perfect world. And you are a perfect people. And you have to learn how to live with certain things. It's just that some things are not living up to your standard. And so what do? You find something that lives up to your standard. Because there's different people. People are different. People have different concepts. People have different approaches. So, yeah, we live in a perfect world. Like, how could you say we don't live in a perfect world? Because, like I say, everybody is different. What works for somebody else may not work for someone else. So if it don't work for you, you go find something that works for you. And bam, you found the perfect solution. So it's a perfect scenario for everybody. Perfect. Have y'all ever looked at it like that? It's a perfect world. Like a lot of people say, man, this is not a perfect world. Well, actually it is. If you look at it different, change your approach. Everything was made and designed the way it's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? And you also got to think about when you were born. When you were born, you didn't have no standards. You didn't have no, I'm only going to be born if Studio One had a better sampler. Because if they don't, I'm just going to wait till next year to be born. Like, come on. I'm not coming in this imperfect world when Studio One 6 is not perfect. Like, are you serious? How dare I? I have standards. I'm not coming. I'm going to wait till next year when 6.2 comes out, and maybe, perhaps, I might think about being born and coming in this world and live my life. And I can't come into this world like this. This is unacceptable. What is going on? Studio One 6 is not up to my expectations, so I'm just not gonna put my shoes on today. What the heck? It's not perfect. It's not perfect. I look at it like this, guys. If Studio One has the majority of the things you're looking for, if it does what it needs to do, it's fine. The update is sweet. It's cool. They did not give us what a lot of us are uproaring about. Okay, what the hell? Who cares? One day they'll get to it. That's what I feel. I mean, there's a lot that they didn't put in here for me personally. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna continue working in Bitwig. Simple as that. I'm gonna keep working in Ableton Live. I'm gonna keep working and doing my thing in other places. Studio One 6 is not end all be all, guys. It's just not. It ain't. You know what I mean? But it is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie. It's pretty cool. This program is pretty cool. I like what they did. You know, I have to appreciate what is here. I'm not gonna be upset about what's not. But what's here is cool. I've made so many beats and completed so many projects using Studio One 6, so it's like it's not a big deal. The features that they add in here are welcomed features. You know what I mean? It's not like they were like nothing they did was crappy, if that makes sense. Now, I some was basic than others. You know, That's another conversation, guys. Because if they gave us advanced, like the DS, for instance, the DS is simple. It should be simple, right? But I just feel like some people was complaining about that. If they made the DS more advanced, then they're gonna be people be like, man, it's too much buttons on there. They need to simplify it. Blah, blah, blah. Somebody always gonna be complaining, and it's like you can't please everybody. And I think maybe, just maybe that's the angle that they're coming. We're gonna do something nice, and we feel like it's a good touch to our program, our system. We're gonna release this, and we already know that we can't please everybody because there's so many feature requests. They can't put it all in one swoop. You gotta leave some for later. You can't put all your eggs in one basket at one time, bruh. Like, y'all should know that. Y'all should know how this stuff goes. And like it just seemed like so many people get upset about, well, what are they going to put in the next update, bro? We gotta. So based on the size of the team, I feel like they did what they could do. Now, they did the grunt work. This is what I'm feeling right now. We may not, just think, like, perhaps we didn't get everything that we wanted because they focused on getting the grunt work done first. And then later on, we will see some real updates. Trying to fix my camera. Dang, it's bright. That sun is like hit me in my side of my neck. So, okay, let's think about it. Let's think about it for a second. What's good with everybody? Orion, what's happening? We got Jay Vegas and we got Ellie in here. What's up? We got Oscar in here. What's good with everybody? What's going on? We got 803 in here. We got Snipe in here, I think, if he didn't leave yet. Buck still here. What's going on, everybody? Everybody, thumbs up on the video right now. We got 17 people watching and we only got 2 likes. Well, at least that's what I see. Thumbs up on the video and subscribe. Because we always going to be talking about these type of things. So if you guys are watching, y'all not subscribed, please do so. Subscribe right now. Hit that thumbs up. Yeah, I appreciate it. So here's what I think about Studio 16. I think that they did the grunt work. What I mean by that is they went in and redesigned Studio One, guys. They went in, and if y'all update this thing and start playing around with it, it's one of those things where it's like you start working, you doing things, and then you hit buttons, move faders, and click this and open this and close that and stuff, and then you start noticing like, whoa, they did a lot of work and making sure that it works well. I haven't seen anything where you pull up a box and the font or the text didn't fit the box, and it's like it's hanging outside the lines or below the line. Like everything is still like placed perfectly. The redesign, the curves around the thing it's pleasant working in here. It's like they really went in. It's like they knew what they was doing. They knew what they was going for, and it's a pleasure. It's a nice pleasure. I'm looking at something right now that I've never seen before. I'm like, wow, they thought about little stuff like this, like little details that they add to here. And so, if you appreciate design, you would definitely appreciate a facelift. That's all they did. It's like a little facelift that they did. That is important because wherever else that they're getting ready to do next will be like mind blowing. They had to get this done first, test this out, see how well it works, fix bugs, things like that. And I feel like the bigger updates are going to come over time, like it always does. Y'all remember 5.0? when the SQ came out, I felt like it was really an update for this to work because there's a different or fresh code or just something major that's bigger than putting it in 4. They had to do something different. So it was going to probably break some codes that were currently in 4 and they had to redo some things. You know what I'm saying? And so it might be them like protecting their ass too, so to speak. Like if they would have put the ability to use this in 4 and something break and y'all update thinking it's a point update, they would be in trouble. You feel what I'm saying? It makes it better to explain to people that something like this is now compatible with 5 versus it being in 4. Because if something don't work right, it's like, well, we told you to back your projects up before you upgrade to 5. So I feel like that's like a legal thing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how all this stuff is coming to me. I'm just thinking, but maybe that is the reason why that happened. And when 5 came out, there weren't much. It was like this. It wasn't much going on. And then when 5.5 came out, or I think it was 5.2 or 5.3, we started to get more stuff along the way. Well, they had to get 5 out first so that this can rock. You know what I'm saying? And same thing here, like with 6, now we have NPE support, right? Like total different update to some people. Some people want to use some people are okay with 4 or 3, the workflow, but a lot of people couldn't use supported hardware. So now it's in here. It's like, now I can use my gear with Studio One because that support is now in here. So for those people, it's like, bad. See, it just depends on how you look at it. I feel like it depends on your angle, what you want to see, what you don't want to see, I guess. You still got Studio One in the original box. That's what's up. Vintage. That's vintage stuff there. It's time to build a plaque around that. Now you could say, this is what Studio One 5 was in its original box. The very last edition before Fender. Before Fender came into play, this was the very last version. You know what I'm saying? You could definitely sell that one. I say wait like a couple years. That'll become something. Do a live stream, be like, I still got the original box. The very last copy before Fender came in. And at that point, it's like, it depends on what happens in 2 years. Very last copy before Fender came in and ruined everything, right? That might be the high line, the top line. Or it could be like the very last copy before Fender came in, and it's where it is now. I don't know where it'll be, but I don't know. It might be worth a conversation. You saw Teddy Riley use Hook. That seems to be a lot of people's story. A lot of people seeing Teddy do it, and there's a reason behind that. Of course, use people of respect. That's how the marketing works. I saw that same video, but it didn't move me. It didn't move the needle for me. It was cool to see one of my favorite producers used Studio One, a DAW I was thinking about getting, but I was already wanting to get it because I seen my teachers use it. I had a couple instructors that was using Studio One, and they told me about it, and I was like, okay. And I download the artist version of it. But yeah, when I saw Teddy, it was like, oh, okay, great. Because you want to know, you want to know what Teddy did. Teddy really didn't do anything. All he did was play records in there. Like it seemed like they were all wave, so it could have just bounced it from somewhere. So it's like I was thinking about stuff like that. It's like, yeah, this is just one of those things where. But the whole time he was asking for assistance or asking for help, like someone has to be like standing on the side of him because he didn't know how to do certain things. So I'm like, okay, I'm seeing what's going on. Okay. But the fact that Teddy was using it, it was a major fact. I mean, he talked about a lot of things, which were cool. He was showing us cool things. You know what I mean? Like that Studio One can do. It was like, oh, Studio One can do that. Studio One does that. Okay. It was just entertainment for me. But it wasn't like, oh man, he's using it. Oh snap, I got it. You know what I mean? Like that didn't really move me, man. But I tell you what, at that time it was an interesting period in my life because I was thinking about moving from Logic a long time, like a few years before, because we were in Logic Pro 9 for a long time and we didn't get no update and we started having issues. It kind of felt like Studio One for the short period of time when we was in 5 and it was like they stopped the updates and it was like, what are they doing? Are they going to update? What's going on? But it just so happened when we were in 9, I think that went on for like a whole year or 2 years. Like there was nothing coming from Apple. Like they cut off the lifeline. It was like suffocation, bro. It was like it might be time to go because ain't nothing happening here. Got bored, you know what I mean? But it's interesting though how we think nowadays. It's like we always want updates. We always want something new. When we gonna like at one point do we just stop and just say, I'm just gonna create and who gives a crap if an update comes out because I'm working on something and I like what I'm doing and I'm gonna release that and I'm gonna make a record. I'm gonna produce something. You know what I'm saying? Like at what point do we get to that point where we just stop looking for updates? Because it seems like we just chasing out the updates. Like, man, they didn't do it for me. And it's cool. It's cool. It's definitely cool because you might be one of those persons who just say, I'm not going to update. It's not worth the update because I have something going on right now. Because it's all about workflow and I'm able to be creative where I am now. That might be you. But I really doubt that. I feel like some people just didn't update because they chased an update and then they didn't get what they wanted. But I don't know. I could just be talking. I could just be talking right now. I don't know. What Ellip knows? What does that guy know? What is he talking about? I'm feeling this. I gotta do something with this. This might be the new intro. Yeah, I'm feeling that. That's a vibe, yo. That's a vibe right there. We got the Snipe Young drums in there on top of some Superior drums. Pulled it all together. Now it's a solid masterpiece. I like it. Hope y'all like. This was another beat project. Working in Studio 16, the new update just recently dropped. Whether you dig it or not, at the end of the day, what's most important is that you remain creative at what you do, regardless of what you have on your system. It's mostly important that you learn your tools, your instruments in front of you, things you already have. That's what's most important. Let's stop chasing after updates and get back to making beats, making music, making it happen. Updates is cool to have because it helps us. It helps the workflow. It enhances what we already do or what we already doing or what we can be capable of doing next. It's great, but don't let this stuff run you. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, there's another update. I gotta download. Oh snap. You know what I mean? Don't let it overrule you guys. Y'all remain creative out here in this cyberspace. I'm Elip. My name is Elip, E-L-I-B, and I'm a music producer, composer, content creator. I have affiliate links available in the description of this video. Complete 14 is out right now by Native Instruments. If you guys would feel so kindly, click that link, and if you feel compelled, go ahead and purchase your upgrade to 14. You know what I mean? That definitely helped me out. I appreciate it, guys. Again, subscribe to the channel, like the video, join us on Discord. That link is in the description as well. Let's continue the conversation, and I'll see y'all tomorrow, right? I think. All right, music is art, you're the artist. Paint your pictures, stay creative without rules. We out here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Appreciate it.